The Coalition is hands down one of the best developers in the industry. I love what they do with the Unreal Engine, and they're always pushing technology to its limits. Today, because it's been a little bit slow, I wanted to talk a little bit about them and pose the question, could the next Gears or the next game that they're working on be closer than we think? And also, I wanted to take a look at a few Xbox stories that I hadn't covered that were smaller, but I thought we could go over together. Let's dive in right now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, like 90% of you are not subscribed, and you would help me out a ton if you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, especially if you like my content. Thank you so much for watching. So I wanted to reference this post about the Coalition from back in January. Basically, they talked about the following here, and real quick, I'm just going to crop out. I don't like it when you guys can see all this, how messy I am on my desktop. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix the white background here so it looks a little bit nicer. Okay, so back to the story. The Coalition did this blog post about how they're talking about cloud build pipelines. You know, this was posted back in January 11th of 2022, and they're kind of discussing their strategies and things that they were able to do. Basically, they were able to utilize Azure to empower the cloud platform for creators. The long and the short of it is the following benefits were outlined, and they're here in orange for us to read. It said, the Coalition seemed to do the impossible by releasing 2 AAA games in 1 year. They were able to accomplish this in part by scaling for maximum acceleration, by harnessing Incredibuild's power. The Coalition was able to create a 700-core Azure virtual supercomputer well beyond the limitation of Azure's most powerful single VM, dramatically cutting shader and code build times through the unified use of Incredibuild and Azure. This transformed UE4 level load times and enabled production staff to keep working instead of waiting, overcome limited partner resources through their allocation of Incredibuild operated Azure cores. The Coalition was able to boost the computing abilities of their underpowered third-party partners, utilizing real-time scaling for both internal and external needs. With this capability, the Coalition was able to increase computing capabilities during crunch time and scale back once the product was launched without lasting unnecessary hardware. Incredibuild adds yet another layer of scalability to Visual Studio and enabling developers to scale their applications to the cloud. Now, you may not know this, but people from the Coalition were able to help with the Matrix demo, and they've also been messing around in Unreal Engine 5. They've said specifically that they are working to learn the technology. So they're developing cool stuff like this demo. You might remember it, where they show off the different things that the engine can do. You're seeing a lot of lighting techniques here and different versions of ray tracing that are less intensive. And as you can see, just an incredible amount of detail all running on the Xbox Series X. And it makes it really exciting to think about what we could have in the future. So if the Coalition was able to develop 2 games at the same time, they were able to also help with the Matrix demo. And they have released a statement that said basically, well, the next thing's coming when it's ready. They were also able to create this demo where they're just testing out what the Unreal Engine 5 is capable of. And it impressed a lot of people. It was really, really interesting to see how far they have come, and the fact that they noted earlier that there is footage of the engine on Xbox Series X running smoothly, has a lot of people hopeful about their next project. Now, this has nothing to do with their game. This is them messing around with the technologies available and what they are able to do within that engine. So I have to wonder, is it possible that the Coalition is actually further along with one of their next projects than we thought? I'm starting to believe, based on this post from January 2022, that potentially they could be developing Gears 6, I suppose it would be called, and whatever their new project is concurrently. meaning that we could have an announcement sooner rather than later. Now, I don't know if that'll be Gamescom. I don't know if that'll be next year. Microsoft has already come out and talked about what's coming in the next 12 months. So we know the game isn't coming in the next 12 months, but potentially next year, I'm starting to think is when we are going to see an announcement from the coalition about what they have been developing. And actually, on that note, this is a good lead into the next story. Now, this happened a few weeks ago where Matt Booty actually said, hey, we have so many games in the pipeline, we're actually having an issue figuring out how to schedule releases. Xbox has so many games, it's having trouble scheduling releases, says Matt Booty over at Xbox. Xbox is, okay, Xbox is apparently having trouble deciding what games to release since it has too many games in development and ready to ship in the next year. The recent Xbox Showcase was a massive hit amongst fans. I'm just going to skim this and go to where the quote is. The DualShockers team was able to witness the event live, and Matt Booty made quite an interesting comment during the event. He added that Xbox has a plethora of games in store, which is making it quite difficult for them to plan releases, and they are having some trouble due to that. He further adds that all their teams have been working extremely hard and appreciate the support from fans all across the globe. Considering the number of games that was shown in the showcase itself, the next year does indeed look quite packed for Xbox and could be very exciting for Xbox fans. Fans were quite disappointed after Redfall and Starfield were delayed, but after today's showcase, it can be said for sure that the delay was worth it. We are already halfway through the year, and the exciting lineup of titles Xbox has in store should start dropping very soon. Now, I have to wonder if Matt Booty was just sort of talking about the complications of launching across different supply chains, including retail versus digital, and scheduling all that, especially scheduling all that internationally. It could have just been an offhanded comment, but maybe he's already looking forward to the years beyond this year, which they have already showcased what's coming for the next year of gaming. And maybe we learn more. Maybe we get more games that we're interested in the following year. There is a fly flying around and it is very distracting. I hate it when they get in my office. So just sort of a small note. There's a lot of stuff coming for Xbox, especially in the next year. We talked about what's coming just in the next 12 months. I did a video about everything coming in 2022, and I did a video about everything coming in 2023, and it is a lot. You know what? One of the things that's coming to Xbox, something I have been asking for a long time, Xbox Cloud Gaming is getting keyboard and mouse support in the future. Thank you so much. Honestly, Microsoft has confirmed Xbox Cloud Gaming players will gain the ability to choose a mouse and keyboard control for Steamed games. Now, the reason I'm really thankful about that is because for me, when I go to xbox.com/cloud, I don't want to plug a controller into my PC. I would much rather just use keyboard and mouse. And most of the games, because they're on PC Game Pass, it seems logical to me that they should have keyboard and mouse support. However, that is currently not how it's working. I believe they're running off of the Xbox Series X hardware and blades in the server, so they're not able to offer that. But quite soon, that could be added, according to Brown over at Xbox. So no timeline yet, but it would make me very happy if that was happening soon. And just to cap things off, one of the other Xbox announcements that happened recently, there was this post, again, a few weeks ago, June 9th, Xbox is building the gaming platform for the next 20 years. And here are the things that they're focusing on. They are bringing the Xbox, oh God, that scaled weird. They are bringing the Xbox app to Samsung 2022 smart TVs. And just a note about that, I actually got to play it and it was great. It seems like people have really figured out cloud streaming. I just had a great experience playing via the cloud on my PlayStation, which I believe uses Azure servers. Xbox cloud streaming has been pretty solid for a while now, and getting to play on a Samsung 2022 smart TV, playing Halo Infinite was surprisingly low latency, or a dramatic improvement over anything I have ever played in recent years, where the latency is at a point where it's not so terrible you can't play the game, right? You can play it. It feels pretty natural. It doesn't feel awkward. And that is just great news. But in addition to all that, there are other things Xbox will be doing in the coming months. They are expanding Xbox Cloud Gaming to more countries. They're bringing new gaming experiences to Microsoft Edge and Windows 11. They're rolling out updates to Xbox Game Pass members, and they're introducing more options to express yourself with Xbox Design Lab. That is for those of you that love customizing your controllers. So the app is coming to smart TVs. There's a demo of this over on IGN. I can link to in the comments. It's really, really cool. I highly recommend that you try it. They're going to continue to expand cloud gaming across the world. They're bringing gaming experiences to Edge and Windows 11, which means there's just going to be more options if you utilize their services there. But the important was getting more out of your Xbox Game Pass membership. We're also revealing the first details of Project Moorcroft. If you don't remember, this is a program that, according to their press release, says brings the fun and discovery of playing new curated demos of upcoming games to our Xbox Game Pass members. The program will begin rolling out within the next year, beginning with a focus on providing independent developers from around the world more opportunities to build excitement for their games. Participating developers will be able to see how their demos perform and be compensated, enabling them to bring their creativity to Xbox and reach new audiences with Game Pass. So Moorcroft sounds good. It does sound like developers are going to be able to get their games in front of more people, especially small developers. And on that note, one of the best things about Xbox Game Pass, of course, is the day one, day and date releases. But I actually really love that it has shown me so many smaller games that potentially I would not have played. Trek to Yomi came there. Trek to Yomi came there this year. The Ninja Turtles game that Shredder's Revenge came there that everybody was loving, is loving. Like Astria's Ascending, Chorus, all these really interesting games that potentially people wouldn't have played. And it's one of my favorite things, just getting to try out something like A Plague Tale. And now I'm incredibly excited about A Plague Tale's sequel. So just some good stuff. Just thought I've had these tabs open for a long time. And I'm like, oh, I should probably, all these little stories that have been piling up, I should probably actually finish that video where I was going to talk about it. So thank you for sticking it out with me on that one. I hope you learned something, or I caught something that maybe you missed. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when it goes live. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I like hanging out with you, talking with you about gaming news. If you want to become a member, memberships are a way that you can support a channel, and you can do that like all these wonderful people have. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, when they come back, I put is back because X-Wolf left for a while. So welcome back, X-Wolf, and thank you to everybody who has supported this channel. And I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.